They had $150 million penciled in for this pitcher. Every single analyst, every scout who had flown to Japan knew Imanaka was a frontline ace, a potential rotation cornerstone with an arsenal built for October. But when the dust settled, the New York Yankees lost him for barely a third of that anticipated cost. And the truly unforgivable part is that the reason wasn't financial. It's a catastrophic failure of professional evaluation driven by baffling institutional arrogance that promises to haunt the Bronx for the next decade.
Welcome to 605 News 1, where today we're dissecting arguably the worst pitching evaluation mistake since the Mets traded Nolan Ryan. We're not just asking how they lost Imanaka. We're demanding to know, how do you look at a generational talent and see nothing but a mop-up guy? The data was screaming at them. Imanaka had secured 3 consecutive double-digit win seasons in the NPB, posting a ridiculous 1.92 ERA, a .89 WHIP, and racking up 178 strikeouts in his final year. To put that in perspective, the league average WHIP for a quality MLB starter is closer to 1.25. His .89 WHIP wasn't just elite, it was historic. As NPB veteran scout Hiroshi Tanaka stated just before the posting process began, the initial $150 million contract estimate was not hype, it was simple validation. This man possessed the most complete repertoire of any pitcher entering the market since Darvish, maybe since Matsuzaka. The Yankees, aiming for their first World Series in 17 years, were considered the overwhelming favorites. The owner himself expressed public enthusiasm for acquiring Japanese talent. Everything aligned for a triumphant signing. But the Yankees, governed by an inexplicable compulsion toward perceived safety, fundamentally dismissed the player's value and ambition. The truth, as reported by insiders like the New York Post's John Heyman, is astonishing. The Yankees flatly stated they would only use Imanaka as a middle reliever, while nearly every other interested club, including the Astros, the Rangers, and the Red Sox, viewed him as a number 2 or number 3 starter. The Yankees relegated him to bullpen depth, valuing what they deemed proven, established MLB arms over a younger star with explosive upside. This is where the core conflict lies.
Imanaka wasn't looking for guaranteed money alone. He was chasing the challenge of a major league starting rotation. When the Astros offered him $54 million over 3 years, specifically guaranteeing him a starting role, with annual opt-outs and performance bonuses tied to innings pitched, they validated his dream. The Yankees offered terms that, according to reports, were insultingly short of his stated desires, essentially treating him as a lottery ticket closer.
Now, let's anticipate the counter-argument that the Yankees front office surely offered internally. They would point to Imanaka's mechanics, perhaps citing control instability in high-pressure situations, or speculating that his fastball velocity, while certainly high 90s, might not play as well against the Major League's superior barrel control. They might whisper about his high walk rate relative to his strikeout numbers during brief slumps. But this line of reasoning is immediately shattered by one statistical detail that defines his career: his splitter. As Maria Rodriguez, a leading pitching strategist, passionately argued, you don't shell the pitch that devastating for a single inning of relief work. His splitter had an average 42% whiff rate against right-handed hitters last season. That is a rotation-building pitch. That pitch prevents the third time through the order malaise. The Yankees didn't see a potential ace. They saw a $54 million opportunity to prove their own flawed evaluation system was smarter than the rest of the league. This decision was not just a blunder, it was an act of organizational hubris. Sports Illustrated didn't pull any punches, famously stating that to call this acquisition strategy a monumental failure would be an understatement, directly pointing the finger at the front office for sacrificing the wishes of a coveted player due to what the magazine deemed inane organizational pride. They prioritized an aging, established bullpen instead of fulfilling the need for reliable starting innings, a weakness that has plagued them repeatedly. The emotional core of this story is the lost potential. The moment the Yankees brass dismissed a pitcher who saw himself as a pillar,
reducing him to mere fungible parts. The owner wanted the star, but the GM's conditions ensured the star would never wear the pinstripes. The immediate consequence?
The Houston Astros, perennial contenders, scooped up a premium starter for less than expected, strengthening their biggest need while simultaneously weakening a key rival's aspirations. New York media immediately turned on the leadership. The fan base, who desperately wanted to see a new Japanese ace succeed in the Bronx, felt profound betrayal. The judgment is now being rendered on every mound visit Imanaka makes in Houston. If he thrives, if he posts double-digit wins and anchors that Astros rotation, and all signs point to this likelihood, the Yankees' evaluation will be solidified as one of the great black history moments of their modern era. The only thing worse than losing a star pitcher is letting him walk for a bargain price directly to your biggest competitor because you arrogantly believed you knew better than the entire industry. The ball is now firmly in Imanaka's court. His performance in Houston will definitively judge the Yankees' arrogance. Was the front office right to prioritize safety over superstar potential, or did they just hand the Astros the American League pennant? Let us know your take in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 605 News 1 for more deep dives into the game's greatest blunders and triumphs.